Broadcasting network that has an entire wave of an ocean just frozen right where it was still breaking, and that takes a major freeze activity to freeze a wave in spot. I mean, wow. And now that you got a third air current flying around up there, it could pull in some, you're looking at a day after tomorrow event. And that thing flashes on a water area, it will just freeze it solid. I mean, this is some trippy stuff, but the science is there, and what's worse is the geological conditions are setting themselves up for it. They're showing you that they're there, and we got troubles. But it's kind of like this vaccination stuff, and this saying they're polluting the water and stuff and everything else. That first time I saw that big airplane, or it was unidentified, so I'll just call it an unidentified flying object. But my son and myself saw it. It must have been, golly, I don't know, half a mile across. Massive, It's like I guess like a triangle or whatever you want to call it. And it didn't make no noise. It was following the street lights. It was probably about 200 feet above our head. And you could tell it was at nighttime because it was blocking out the entire skyline. I mean, it went right over our head. It was just following the street lights, and I figured it was going over to Lemoore Air Force Base because it's about 35 miles from where I was at that day. So, but when I saw it, I go, holy smokes, man, that's one heck of a first strike weapon. You wouldn't even hear it coming. You could just gas an entire location like nothing. I was pissed that they would even put something like that together. Because I know that in corporations running the show right now, everybody's thrown their identity away. That's why no one knows who they are anymore, and they're using that identity against you like a hammer and sickle. That stuff needs to stop. We need to start, looking at real people. See, the fictional people can't help you. You might as well be talking to a wall. It's just a piece of paper. That's it. There's no life in it. You couldn't save a flea from a dog. Yet that paper they gave life to is getting billed out, okay? Like AIG and all those other places. And they're just working more and more Ponzi scams and cons and everything else. Nothing's changed except you gave them $7 trillion. Ended world hunger. Money doesn't even exist. Just, cursed money. It's sad. And this all this information, I mean, I'm bringing it down to the most elementary levels, man. This is hardcore money science, to uncover the whole garbage. All it was a religion and idols. Nothing new under the sun. Okay, it's obvious. And with those idols, they're destroying your planet because it makes them money. They don't care about the long term stuff. Yeah, how many times have you said, "Oh well, it's going to be a problem for our grandkids or our great grandkids"? You used to hear them talk about the climate. There's like, yeah, it's going to be a problem for our grandkids and our great grandkids. Well, if it's a problem, if it was going to be a problem for them, then why the hell were you doing that? Those are your great grandkids. Those are your great great grandkids. Those are your legacy. And you're leaving them this garbage. You're paying this trash forward, because you pay it forward. What are you paying forward? You know, what are you paying forward? And I look out at the church systems, and and they're sitting around and they're playing church because that's what they're doing. I follow the man. One of the old timers told me, study man, not books. I studied the man Christ. What did he do? How did he roll? You study the man. Okay, follow his lead. Not only what he said, but everything else. Is look at the human behavior of the apostles and everybody else, and how many character defects and flip floppy they were. I mean, it's fun. It's like what a group of characters, and that's how God did rolls. He's looking for love, man, and he knows that you're going to be a bunch of characters. Okay, he made you that way. He made you special. You bring him pleasure. People will call us the dark sheep or whatever, or sheep. I hear that sheep term, sheep, whatever. Man, you don't have to worry about the sheep. It's the goats, because God's going to separate the sheep from the goats. And the goats, you guys are in trouble. Now the sheep, he says, "Oh, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you gave me clothes. When I was sick, you ministered to me. When I was a stranger, you took me in." Those that's actions of a sheep. Okay, the goat. And it's like, well, I cast out demons in your name, Lord. He goes, get away from me. I never knew you. Okay. Well, because he wasn't taking in the poor, he wasn't feeding the hungry, he wasn't, ministering to the sick in the Lord. Okay, so you want to do this in the Lord. You want to have righteous acts of the saints. You can't have any righteous acts if you're serving an idol and you're giving your authority to an idol. Okay, it's making your good works null and void. It makes his name null and void. It's making your planet null and void. It's making humanity null and void. It's just ripping you off and just throwing you in the trash. Man, that's stinking thinking. The group comes first. I'll go back to that AA little thingy for the group. If the group doesn't survive, then, the individuals will perish. So you need traditions. You need to have, what will keep the group surviving. And then when now you take that and you say, okay, Mr. AIG is part of our citizens, part of our group, okay, because it's given legal rights of a person. It's a citizen, okay. And since it's too big to fail, well, that's your higher power. So now it's like sitting at a meeting of AA, having AIG go up there and say, okay, I want everyone to believe in me, and then take all your money that you have in your pockets and hand it over to me. Okay. And then everyone get the heck out. I mean, it's ludicrous. It goes against the traditions. It goes against the steps. It goes against everything I know. Okay. When it comes to the group coming first and a loving God expressing himself in our group conscience goes against all of that. So much for love your brother as I love yourself, and love God with your whole heart, soul, mind, and body. It breaks those two commandments and throws them in the trash. I mean, it's the height of.
Hey,
Hello?
Bug. This is Pastor Jim, bipolar preacher from North Carolina. How you doing, sir?
How's it going, brother?
Doing good. Hey, I was talking to X Goat. You don't see chat, do you?
No, I don't see the chat. I don't have
Oh,
the thingy here on this computer.
oh, okay. Well, let me just intercede then. Well, me and Pete, we were talking about the day of the Lord. You know, I know you're familiar with the Gulf after the 1,000-year reign, when those who love Christ will rule and reign with Him and do the teaching to the ones that didn't accept Christ. When Satan is bound for 1,000 years in the pit, and then once
Yeah.
the teaching goes, then Satan's released for a short time, and then those who try to follow Satan will go into the lake of fire. Is that? Do you think that all souls will go into the next 1,000-year reign?
Well, we're going straight into the eternity. We're it's in the Old Testament. There's no reference to 1,000-year period. We're going right into the eternity. Now he's loosed, at the end of the first day of the eternity, and those who want to, go back to that, they can. I mean, but in God's mercy, he's going to stamp out every lake, including the lake of fire. They're just going to be blotted out. You know, that's
Amen.
it.
Yeah, but that doesn't have. I mean, I feel like that doesn't have. After the second death, that is when they go into the lake of fire. Correct?
Well, if you make it through this time in full faith, well, you're not going to worry about the second death. It's nothing. You didn't buy into the garbage this time. You're not going to buy into it the next one either.
Because I've always wondered why, like during the 1,000-year reign, Satan is bound. He's not destroyed until after the 1,000-year reign.
Well, you
Because
look at a kid. Have you ever had kids? And you know what? I got another phone call, so just stay on. I'm gonna put this person on too, and we can do a three-way here. Yeah, yeah. Hi, this is Scott with Believers Underground.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah. I think I just lost my other guy though. Let me see.
Hold on.
Yep, I lost. Oh, darn it. Sorry, brother. Yeah, we're talking about the 1,000-year
Hey,
thingy.
Bug,
Uh,
you gotta
yeah.
double click them. Remember, it's got to be a solid red, otherwise you'll lose your callers when you go to do a dual call.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
air button has got to be double clicked. Click it again.
Well, I already lost him. It says idle. Oh,
See?
shoot. I
Now,
just. Are you still there? The other guy?
nope.
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
Hello?
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
Now,
good.
now you see how it's double clicked there. It's a solid red. Now, if you take
Yeah.
another caller, then you can go up and activate that one. But always double click your air button.
Okay. So it stays red. Then I go after the other air button. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, North Carolina. Just call back in, brother. But who is this, and where are you calling from? Sorry about that.
Hey, brother, let me explain something to you. Us North Carolinians are extremely intelligent. That's two back-to-back calls from North Carolina. This is Chris from North Carolina, brother. How you doing, man?
Oh, cool. Good. What's up?
It's been a long time, but just got back in my laboratory and been away from Liberty for probably about a month. I had to locate a new job, but the good Lord so opened doors for me to allow me to come back here, man, and get back in touch. I wish the pastor would call back from North Carolina. Three ways are always ugly as Scotch. You got to remember that.
Yeah, I
They always
think
fall
he
apart.
is. I think he is right now. Let's see if I can do it without screwing up. So, okay, answer, and I got a solid red, and then click and click. Okay, you there? The second caller there?
Yeah, this is
Hello?
bipolar Pastor Jim again. How you doing, bro?
Oh, good. So I got two guys from North Carolina on the phone now. Oh, excellent.
God
Well,
is good.
hey, well, bipolar pastor, it's good to have you on, my friend. And when it comes to Brother Scott, I want to thank you for the literature you sent me. It's been a great daily devotional. And man, I just wanted to commend you on your obedience to the Lord, and I just want to give you props. The reason your science considered junk science is because it's not profitable. Once
Oh, yeah.
once they can make obviously the green movement's where the money's at. But Satan has a plan. He wants to masquerade, and he wants to twist and turn things and turn half truths or turn truth into lies in his form. You made a comment about the triangle ship earlier. That is definitely a military craft. It's been spotted throughout the world, from Australia to New Zealand. Even a gentleman and his son in Britain, or New England, pardon, about a year and a half ago, were walking right down the street, and it was at nighttime. And just as you described, it was a triangle ship. Had six, I think, three lights, and it was just cruising. And I know that videos can be tampered with, but I mean, this is obviously, it gave. I had peace about the whole scenario, but there's just too many witnesses. And keep in mind, they kept the stealth bomber under wraps until until they were going to finally decommission the ship. They finally made it known to the public 3 years prior.
Hi, and thank you for watching Believers Underground. You can also get in touch with Scott at www.libertybroadcastingnetwork.com. Get involved with our live chat and talk to people that are very much interested in the end times and all the destruction that is happening in the world today. Get involved with people that really, really know what they're talking about. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining Believers Underground. God bless. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah. That's right. It's time. With the blink of an eye, the Lord will come and take away all his people. That's right. All his people. It's not time to sit down and relax and enjoy what you are living right now in this world. Because this world is nothing compared to what you can have in the kingdom. To all those that never been in this situation, you are welcome. When he comes, he'll come today and take us away with the blink of an eye. We'll go in the sky, we'll get and see all the beautifuls and wonders that is meant to be. Yeah! Those angels in the sky that you see so high, we span beyond light, brighten up the day. That's right, baby. He is coming. All I gotta say is, be ready.